Berlin was destroyed completely after World War II. Burnt buildings, shattered streets, and a population haunted by loss. Today, it's Europe's capital of art, freedom, and rebellion. In this video, I'll tell you how a city rise from ashes to redefine culture itself. To understand Berlin, you must meet the survivors, ordinary citizen returning to bombed out homes, scavenging for food, facing a city split into two by ideology and fences. East Berlin was under Soviet rule, grey and heavily surveilled, whereas West Berlin, though free, was a fortress surrounded by walls, checkpoints, and fear. People rebuilt their lives amid political tension and physical devastation. Who could imagine that this divided, broken city would become Europe's cultural heartbeat? The 1950s and 60s were years of slow, painstaking recovery. Food shortages, housing crisis, and the constant reminder of political division shaped daily life. West Berlin relied on aid from the West, importing material to rebuild streets and schools. On the other hand, East Berlin endured harsher conditions, forced labor, and strict government control. Every brick laid, every street repaired was a silent act of resistance. Did you know? Parts of Berlin's iconic streets were literally built by citizens scavenging rubble by hand. By the 1970s, Berlin began transforming into more than just a rebuilt city. Artists, musicians, and free thinkers flocked to abandoned buildings, converting them into galleries, clubs, and experimental spaces. The Berlin Wall, meant to divide, inadvertently became a canvas for expression. Graffiti, murals, and political art turned concrete barriers into symbol of creativity. West Berlin thrived as a hub of alternative culture, while East Berlin quietly nurtured underground movements. How does a wall meant to divide a city create the most rebellious cultural scene in Europe? Berlin's obsession with freedom and expression intensified in the 1980s. Nightclubs, techno, music, and experimental theaters defined a generation. People did not just live, they created, protested, and danced in abandoned warehouse. Every street corner was a stage, every building a canvas. Creativity wasn't just tolerated, it became a survival mechanism, a way to reclaim identity after decades of war and oppression. Did you know? Berlin became the world's epicenter for techno music in the 80s, influencing generations globally. But the shine had shadows. Scarcity lingered. Families lived in cramped apartments. Psychological scars from war, oppression, and political tension did not vanish. East Berliners endured surveillance, restricted freedom, and constant fear of informants. West Berliners faced economic pressure and isolation, trapped like an island in the Cold War. Every gain came at a cost. Freedom wasn't free, art wasn't cheap, and identity was hard earned. Even in the city of creativity, trauma and fear lingered in every corner. After the wall fell in 1989, Berlin didn't just reunite, it reinvented itself. Streets, once scarred by ideology, became walkways for festivals, galleries, and music. Tech startups, film studios, and museums flourished. Berlin transformed its history of devastation into a symbol of resilience and creativity. The city that once burned in ashes now defines culture, innovation, and freedom in Europe. Every street tells a story. Every building hums with memory. Every citizen contributes to a city that refuses to stand still. If Berlin could rise from war and division to become Europe's cultural heartbeat, which city will ride the next epic evolution? Berlin turned war rubble into art, division into culture, and survival into expression. If this journey inspired you, follow the epic evolution.